Hi loves, welcome or welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, as you can tell by the title, it is going to be a full face makeup tutorial on this look right here using all of the makeup that I got from the Sephora Savings event sale. I'm really excited for today's video, you guys, because for one, the makeup look came out amazing. I am obsessed with this look, you guys. Like, I really am impressed with everything that I used in today's video, even though this is definitely not my first time using some of these products, you guys. And that's kind of another reason why I'm excited, because as I'm going through this makeup tutorial, I'm able to tell you guys my thoughts and opinions on the product, because I've already used them either in other YouTube videos or other TikTok videos. So yeah, you guys, I get to give you a little bit of insight on how I feel about the product as I'm using it. So this won't be a first impressions, but I will be sharing all of my thoughts and opinions on the product while you guys are seeing how they perform on my face. Now, you guys, I will say my makeup definitely looks amazing. All of the products work together extremely well. It's kind of like a little spoiler alert, but they work together amazingly. But I will say what I am the most impressed by is definitely these Tik Tok eyeshadow palettes. When I tell you, these exceeded my expectations, you guys. If you are familiar with these eyeshadow palettes, you would know that these are very neutral. Some people would probably say they're a little bit more on the boring side because it's an essential palette. This is like pretty much a staple in your collection, especially if you're an eyeshadow girly like myself. You would definitely need these in your collection, at least these kind of tones. So yeah, you guys, I wasn't necessarily interested in them at first, but I do not regret at all getting these eyeshadow palettes, and you will see why in the video. You kind of see why now, but you will definitely see more so in the video on why I absolutely love these eyeshadow palettes. So just a huge shout out to Tik Tok. Thank you for blessing us with these eyeshadow palettes, because it's definitely needed in everybody's collection. So yeah, I don't want to ramble too much because I feel like this is going to be a long video. It is a talk through video. So yeah, you guys, you don't really get those from me often, in my opinion, especially on TikTok. I never talk through on TikTok, but I just posted my first talk through video on TikTok. So you guys can just go ahead and check that out after you watch this one. So yeah, you guys, I really hope you all enjoyed today's video and you learned something new. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one. Okay, you guys, so as you can see, I already have one eye done. So the first product that we're obviously going to be talking about is the Tik Tok eyeshadow palettes. This is the Major Dimension Essential Artistry Edit eyeshadow palette. That is a lot for a title, but yes, these are the new eyeshadow palettes that he came out with. He did come out with 3 different ones. One is in light, one is in medium, and one is in deep. So I decided to get the medium and the deep one. And you guys, honestly, I could have gotten the light one as well, but it just didn't have many crease shades. With the deepest shade in that palette, I definitely could have just went ahead and got that palette as well, because these are so pigmented. They're a little bit darker on the eyes than they show up in the pan, in my opinion. They are so opaque. I love these. Spoiler alert, I really love these. I mean, as you can see, the pigment is there. The blend is seamless and beautiful. So yeah, these do retail for, I want to say $44. Is worth every single penny. And it is so luxurious looking, very similar, or honestly the exact same as his blushes and his highlighters that he came out with. So yeah, that is the medium one, and this is the deep one. And I already got my fingerprints on them, but yeah, gorgeous. So let's just go ahead and start on this eye. I'm gonna take my Juvia's Place eyeshadow base. This is in the shade 1. I do have 2, but it's somewhere around here. To be completely honest, you guys, you don't even need a super thick opaque base like this, because like I said before, these eyeshadows are so pigmented. Like, it's amazing, honestly. I really do like the quality of these eyeshadows. And it's so funny because when they first launched, I was definitely not interested. I'm just like, okay, you know, a bunch of neutral, which in my opinion, you can never really have too much of any neutrals, but at the same time, it was just like, do I really need it? Probably not. So I had went to Sephora the first day of the sale, and I wanted the NARS Laguna bronzer in the shade 404, but they did not have it. So I was like, okay, let me find something else that's in that same price range, because I already calculated my money and everything like that. So I was just like, I just want every single thing that I pretty much had set aside. So As far as like the total of the like amount, I just wanted to stay on track with my calculation and my finances. So yeah, instead of just saving that $42, I decided to spend it, and I actually spent $2 more than what I was supposed to, actually, because these retail for $44, I believe, and the NARS bronzer retails for $42. So yeah, I just went over to Patrick Ta's section in Sephora, and I was just like, let me swatch these eyeshadow palettes, because they actually look more opaque in person than they do on social media. And I swatched them and I was like, whoa. And that was just the medium palette. So I was extremely impressed. So I just got the medium palette and I was just swatching it, just admiring the shades, you know, or whatever. And I was just like, I need the deep one too. Why not? So went back, got the deep one, and here we are. So yeah, just blending that out, making sure it's just slightly tacky. And I'm just gonna take my finger and just go like this. This is so unnecessary. I'm telling you guys, this base is so unnecessary using these eyeshadows. But okay, so we're gonna go into the medium one first, and I'm gonna take the deepest shade in this palette. It does come with a mirror, if you guys didn't tell earlier, but I decided to just keep this covered. One thing I do notice about this palette so far is that I like to kind of slide my brush across instead of stabbing it, because it does have a lot of kickback. But it's something that I definitely don't mind because the pigment is there. Like, y'all, like effortless. Please do not think that this base is doing much. Don't get me wrong, the base is good. The base is really good, but it's definitely these eyeshadows. They are so smooth and buttery and just so rich in pigment. And it's true to color too, for the most part. You get just a little bit more depth on the eyes, but that's to be expected, especially if you're using an eyeshadow base. Like, this looks so good. It looks amazing. So I'm just gonna leave that there. We're gonna blend it out a little bit later. So I'm taking the second to deepest shade. And now I'm just going to apply that in the first inner half of my crease area. But yeah, this is literally something to note. It's not bothering me, but it's definitely noticeable that this palette does have kickback. Quite a bit of it. But at least the pigment is there, you guys. Like, it is so there. So I'm just gonna take that back and forth. Put that brush to the side. Now we're going to take another fluffy brush, and I'm gonna go in with that same shade and just blend out the outer edge. They layer on top of each other really nicely as well. Really like it. Really, really, really like it. I'm just taking that and really diffusing it just a little bit more, but I want to leave just a little bit of space because we're going to go in with another transition shade. So yeah, now I'm going to take another fluffy brush, and I'm going to take, what shade did I take? This shade right here. Was this the same shade? No. It is the shade that is above the darkest. And I just use that. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. I think I flipped these transition shades. I think the one that I'm using now is supposed to go over here, and the one I use over here is supposed to go over there, but I am more than positive it's going to still look the same, if not very similar. Oh my gosh. So yeah, now I'm just going to diffuse that out just a little bit. As you can see, it blends out like a dream. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm going to take this shade and just blend everything all out. Just to diffuse the edges a little bit, but I'm gonna go back into that second to last shade. Just deepen everything up a bit. So I feel like I didn't use enough pigment. Oh, this is so beautiful. Today I'm actually going to show you guys me cutting my crease because I feel like I have not done that in a while. So I like to go in with my P. Louise cut crease carver. I've had this for years, and we're going to pray that it looks very similar to this side. And I just take a Q-tip and wipe off all of that excess. If you are a cut crease girl like me, I highly suggest that you do this step if you want more of like a dramatic, intense cut crease. Now, if you want to keep it more on the natural side, you don't have to carve out your cut crease. You could just apply your crease shades and then go straight into applying your lid shades. But I honestly hate doing that for the most part. Unless I'm using a shimmer, then it's like, okay, maybe, but for the most part, this is what I like to do. Now I'm going to take my P. Louise blank canvas cosmetic paint, and the brush that I'm using to do this is my 7072 brush. Let me see if that's the right. Yeah, 7072. And I'm just going to apply that base where we applied the cut crease carver. Pretty, and I take it pretty far out. Now I'm just gonna take my small eyeshadow brush and just blend out the edges right here. Now I'm going to take the deep palette from Patrick Ta, and I'm going to take this shade right here and just blend out that outer corner. Just so I could say I used the deep palette. Didn't really need to. As you can see, if you're my complexion, you could honestly use the medium as well. The medium will definitely work for you. Even if you're darker, you could use the medium palette as well. It might be mainly for lid shades, but you will definitely get a good crease shade out of that palette. So the first shade that I'm going to take, I'm pretty much gonna go from this one to this one to this one. Obviously lightest to darkest, so I'm just going to take the cream color shade. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but the liner that I have on my right eye is a pink. I'm wearing pink today, so I just recently did a look like this, very similar to this one. It was like for my toasty look, so I needed to incorporate something to make it different, you know. I feel like this is a really cute touch to it. Take the next shade, kind of make sure that I'm overlapping. It was definitely not hard whatsoever to get a nice gradient effect on my lid, as you can see, because they blend together so beautifully. I really love this eyeshadow palette, you guys. It's crazy that I was not interested in these at first, knowing dang on well I wanted to pick up a few more neutral palettes in my collection, because I feel like I have so many colorful palettes. I'm an eyeshadow girl. I steered away from it for a little bit, but I'm definitely getting back to my roots. I'm taking the deepest lid shade and just applying that on the edge. So pretty, they blend so nicely together. I love it. Okay, you guys, so when you're doing a liner like this, your cut crease doesn't necessarily have to be the sharpest, because we're going to be going over that with liner. So I have not used these in so long, you guys. These are the Glamour, I hope I'm saying that right, water activated liners in the shade Sugarcane and Blanco. Sugarcane, Blanco, and I mixed the two together to get this shade. So I'm taking my cosmetic paint. This is in the shade Barbie Boo or Barboo, whatever, from P. Louise. It's real simple, and of course you can leave it like this and it'll dry down, but I want to make things look a little bit more cohesive. So I'm just gonna take the deepest shade that I use in the crease. I'm trying to take it so that way it just blends on the outskirts. Oh, I love doing this. It just makes everything look so good. So for the first face makeup product, you guys, I'm gonna be taking the Danessa Myricks Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder. I am not an oily girl whatsoever, but I do get oily throughout the day when I do wear makeup. So it is nice to wear something that's a little bit more on the mattifying side, and that is going to pretty much blur my skin. So with that being said, I do want to use this in very particular areas of my face. So I do want to apply this with a brush. Just gonna take this random Makeup by Mitchell brush. I'm just gonna go into it here. I do use the shade Universal. I'm gonna go with this on the sides of my nose. Blend that in my forehead area. That's mainly where I get oily, but the foundation that we're taking is more on the natural finish side. So it's not matte, but it's not fully glowy either. So we can kind of get away with using this all over the face. Just taking a really thin layer. But overall, I really do like this product, you guys. Majority of these products that I'm using, if not all, I've already used before. That way I can pretty much share my thoughts of the products while I do my makeup. So you guys, for foundation, I'm going to be using the Too Faced Undetectable Foundation. This is the reformulated Too Faced foundation, you guys. This is not anything too new. We're pretty much familiar with this line. I love the new formula more than I like the original one. I feel like if you're going to start over and reformulate something, it definitely needs to be better, and they definitely did so with this foundation. I love it so much. If you guys would like to see a more in-depth review on this foundation, then just click the link up above. I do already have that, and I do have a wear test included in the video as well. Now I'm just going to blend that out. As you can see, the coverage is gorgeous, you guys. It is beautiful. And I will say, letting the foundation sit on your skin for a little definitely helps with the coverage as well. I'm definitely not going to take away from that technique, but this foundation is just beautiful overall. Okay guys, so as you can see, the foundation is fully on and it is gorgeous. As you guys can also tell, it has like a slight radiance to it. Like I said, it is a natural finish, so that is what this is looking like so far. So now I'm gonna go into my Estee Lauder Double Wear Stay in Place concealers. I do take a shade that is lighter than my skin tone, and it's more of like a highlight, and then I do a brightening shade, which is like extremely lighter than my skin tone. So this is in the shade 6W, and I could honestly go a little lighter than this, but I still do like the shade. Has a really big doe foot applicator, very nice. So I'm just spreading out the product. And I'm not gonna let this sit on my under eye area for long at all, because it does dry down to a matte finish. And as you can see, it blends out effortlessly. So nice. As you can see, full coverage. That's what we like, that's what we want. Okay guys, so before I go in with my brightening shade, I like to go in with my cream bronzer. So I kind of do take back what I said earlier about every single thing that I recommend. I do recommend this cream bronzer, you guys, if you are more on the sheer side when it comes to your preference for cream bronzer. I like a more pigmented cream bronzer. That's just me. The Juvia's Place cream bronzer is really, really nice. I feel like it's very pigmented. It blends out nicely, but it doesn't just blend away. And I feel like with this one, this is the cream bronzer from Say Beauty. I want to say that's how you pronounce it, in the shade Deep Bronze. Yeah, this is not a bad product at all, and it comes with a lot of product. Literally 30 grams of product for $32. Not bad at all. But yeah, I don't know, maybe it's just how I was applying it. Like, it looks nice now, you guys, but it's like I feel like when I blend it out, it's just not as opaque as I would like it. But I don't know, maybe it's just best if I apply like how I am now. This is my first time applying it like this, so maybe it's just best if I do it like that versus applying it with a flat brush and just calling it a day. So yeah, I'm just gonna let that sit on my skin just for a little bit, because you do get a good amount of blend time when it comes to this cream bronzer. So yeah, I'm gonna just let that sit for a second. So as you can see, it's actually looking pretty nice, you guys. Definitely more on the warm side, but that's just what I prefer lately. I used to be like a neutral bronzer girl. Now I'm more of a warm bronzer girl. So yeah, I think it's best if I just apply it like that with that kabuki brush. So while I let that sit for just a little bit, I'm going to move on to the powder that I'm going to be using. This is the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Duo. This is in the shade Pink Pumpkin. I love this shade so much that I have a backup of it. Yeah, it's gorgeous. I love the mixture together. I do like to use a little bit more pink than the orange when I do the mixture, but overall it is gorgeous. I do have a review here on my channel comparing the cherry peach one and this one. Let me just go ahead and blend this out, you guys, before I get too sidetracked and I have a hard time blending this out. Really nice brightening effect. And you guys, I'm just gonna go straight in to setting this before I even apply any more on the other side, because I do not want to crease at all. So everything is nice and blended out. Now I'm about to set. Literally my favorite part of my makeup application is setting everything, especially when you're using a Huda Beauty powder. As you can see, super smooth, super pretty. So now I'm just going to repeat the same steps on the other side. So moving on to set the bronzer, I'm going to be taking the Makeup by Mario. This is the Soft Sculpt Blurring Bronzer. And I picked up the shade Dark. I really like this bronzer a lot. I wish it was just a tad bit more warm. And it is pretty warm, but I feel like it's a mixture of warm and neutral. I don't know, but I feel like it works pretty well. It's definitely blurring and super, super pigmented. I like that a lot. I don't mind a bronzer being very, very pigmented. It's really nice, actually. So next for blush, you guys, I'm going to be taking the Huda Beauty Blush Filter Quad. This is in the shade Roseberry. This is the only one that I was pretty much interested in, honestly, because these are like my kind of tones. I will say it does say rose, but I get more of like a rosy terracotta-ish vibe, more so than berry tones in my opinion. So yeah, this is what it looks like though. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. And I always go in with this shade because this is the strawberry cream powder to the liquid one. I did not use that today because I just didn't feel like putting on another layer of like liquid, but they go beautifully together. Brush. And just apply that onto the cheeks. I don't want to do too much, but I do want you guys to see the opaqueness of the blush. So and then next I'm going to take my One Size Translucent. As you can see, it just gives that extra blurred effect to the skin. I really like using this powder a lot for just all over my face. Like, am I tripping, y'all? One eyelash looks more dramatic than the other. I hope it just looks right on camera. But okay, now we're gonna move on to the lower lash line. So I'm pretty much going to take the shades that we used in the outer crease onto the lower lash line, and then we're gonna do a pop of pink. Okay, and as you can see, it just made my eyes look so much more dramatic. Kind of put it more on the dark side in my opinion. So I'm just gonna let that mascara fully dry, and then we're gonna just open our eyes back up a little bit with the pink cosmetic paint in the shade Extra Spicy. Let's just move on to lips. I did get the Danessa Myricks, what is this, the Color Fix Matte Waterproof Pigment, and you can use this for eyes, lips, the face. You can use it for so many different things, and today we're going to use it for a lip liner. This is my first time doing this. Hopefully it comes out cute. I showed you guys the product. This is what it looks like. I probably did, but yeah. And don't mind my hand, but that's what the brown looks like. So let's just line the lips, and I'm going to use an angle brush. So that dried down really nicely. I like how that looks on the lips. So what I'm going to do is just take a little bit of foundation, and I'm just going to carve out the corners of my lips. Now I'm going to take my LA Colors liquid lipstick. I'll put the shade on the screen. And then I'm going to take my e.l.f. What is this? This is the Plumpin' Gloss. This is in the shade Pink Pomelo. I'm just gonna apply that all over. I'm going with another Danessa Myricks Color Fix pigment. This is the foiled one, and this is in the shade Alien. It is this beautiful metallic pink shade, and I love me a good pink highlight. That is like my signature. Just apply. Now this is really intense, you guys. Like you don't need this, but if you are a highlighter girl like me, use this for highlighter. Typically people will just use this for eyeshadow, which I have before, but this is also nice as well. This is literally the same exact kind of shade as House Lab's Pink Amethyst highlighter, which is my favorite highlighter of all time. Highly recommend that if you like highlight and you like a pink highlight. But yeah, very like intense. And last but not least, you guys, I'm gonna go into the Danessa Myricks liquid setting spray. This is the Yummy Skin Blur Balm, but just in a liquid form. So I'm just going to take that, and I'm only gonna spray just a little bit. Because I don't need much, because we did go in with a lot of powder, and we went in with a mattifying setting spray as well. Okay, you guys, so I am back with the final look. So overall, the look came out extremely well, you guys. I feel like I am most impressed with the eyeshadow palette. That was probably the last thing in my Sephora haul that I needed to try, honestly. All of the other products that I use, I already use in different videos, either on YouTube or on my TikTok. So yeah, you guys, I am highly impressed with how these eyeshadows performed. I will say my expectations were a little bit high anyway when it came to these eyeshadow palettes, because for one, they're expensive. Two, is Patrick Ta. He usually does have a good reputation when it comes to eyeshadow palettes. He does an amazing job formulating his blushes, so I definitely was curious to see how he formulated these eyeshadow palettes, and he definitely did an amazing job. I am in love with these eyeshadow palettes, and I am so happy that I decided to get them, because like I said earlier in the video, I definitely was not interested in picking them up, but everything definitely happens for a reason. So like I said, I'm just extremely excited that I do own these and they're in my collection now. I feel like if you are a eyeshadow girly, or even if you're not, these are kind of like a staple in your collection because they're so neutral and they're so wearable. I just feel like every person needs these in their collection. I really hope you all enjoyed today's video and you learned something new. If you guys do plan on picking up any of these products that I use in today's video, or if you're interested in them, just let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on them if you do have the products, or just tell me your reasons why you're interested in any of these products if you don't have them already. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next one.